kind of safe. Right now it looks like he's, whoa! That's exactly what I was talking about.
October 27, 2025. Deputy Andrew Nunes was shot and killed while responding to a domestic violence call in Rancho Cucamonga. The armed suspect immediately fled on a motorcycle, speeding down the 210 freeway, trying to escape. But another deputy wasn't letting him get away. In a bold move caught on helicopter footage, that deputy used his patrol car to ram the suspect's motorcycle and end the chase right there. This aerial video shows the entire pursuit from start to finish. The high-speed chase and the moment it all came crashing down.
We're live somewhere. Let me fill you guys in what's going on. This motorcycle, we're still in the Rancho Cucamonga area. We're on the 210 freeway. We were over by Victoria Gardens. I don't have the exact address. Actually, I do have the exact address because I thought it was fake. 12346 Hollyhock Drive. Deputy involved shooting. Deputy was shot. Don't know that deputy's condition, but there was a huge standoff happening in that area. They locked it down. They were looking for that suspect, and then this guy, apparently the suspect, bails out of that condominium area, and it was on and cracking. They were on, I believe it was Day Creek, this vehicle going on the wrong way on most of the ride up to the freeway from Victoria Gardens.
It started like an ordinary day in Rancho Cucamonga, a calm suburban community just east of Los Angeles. But that calm would not last long. In the early afternoon, a call came in. A deputy-involved shooting. A San Bernardino County deputy had been shot while responding to a domestic violence call near a condominium complex on Hollyhock Drive.
Okay, anyways, I wish the IFB was a little better. We're working our way back to where we are, so the IFB should be getting better. But we're going to keep an eye on this pursuit. We're doing this for the internet right now. This vehicle, that is a person, apparently started as some sort of burglary, robbery, something at the mall. Again, not confirmed. Then some sort of foot pursuit. They chased this guy. Shots were fired. A deputy from the police department of Rancho Cucamonga Police Department was shot. There was a huge barricade going on. Then this vehicle tears out of there. Maybe the suspect, maybe a distraction, but at any rate, you can see it right now. Those speeds, that is real. 140 miles an hour. We've seen it, that motorcycle going faster. Skyfox definitely keeping up with them, but as far as the ground units, they're going to be backing off. The helicopter's staying with it. This continuing. This is westbound on the 210 freeway. Again, watching things like this, I gotta tell you, every muscle in my body is tense.
Once the rider entered the westbound 210 freeway, the chase escalated beyond anything officers could safely follow from the ground. Radar readings showed speeds climbing to 140 miles per hour, then 150, even 160 miles per hour at times. For comparison, that's faster than most police cruisers can reach. From the air, a law enforcement helicopter maintained visual contact, relaying constant updates to units below. On the ground, patrol cars tried to stage further ahead, but few could get close enough without risking other drivers' lives. The California Highway Patrol joined in to coordinate freeway control, warning motorists to stay clear as the suspect cut through traffic with reckless precision.
But these high speeds, well into the triple digits. Eminently copy all. I bet. Yep, there's one of them, CHP. I don't want to lose him, but I also don't want to, I don't want to show too much of the CHP just because I don't want to lose the bike. Yes, of course, Lisa, I can always hear.
While the chase unfolded, officers back at the scene continued processing what had happened. They confirmed a deputy had indeed been shot and wounded. The suspect on the motorcycle was now believed to be the same individual involved in that shooting. That realization changed everything. This was no longer a speeding case. This was the pursuit of a potential cop killer, desperate to get away. On the radio, dispatchers could be heard warning units of the danger. Use caution. The rider is armed and fleeing westbound on the 210.
Is he going back the other way? Of course he is. That's what I said. Five seconds. Hopefully he comes out of the trees. There he is. Sandra, we're taking a look at a pursuit out here. You can see it right there. Actually, let me give you some more information about where we are. Now, we were headed eastbound. No, we were headed westbound. There we go. It just corrected itself. We were headed westbound on that 210 freeway out of the Rancho Cucamonga area, chasing this motorcycle. Who is this motorcycle? Well, working, again, I would venture to say it is correct. Is it correct? We're still working on all the information. Skyfox, we were in the Rancho Cucamonga area, right by Victoria Gardens, where there was a deputy involved shooting, where a deputy was the one that was the victim and was shot. There's a huge presence out there, law enforcement. They got the condominium surrounded. While we were there, this vehicle came out of that condominium complex and the pursuit was on. Now, is this that shooting suspect? Is this a distraction? I can't fill in those blanks. I'm going to let the viewers kind of put those pieces together on their own. What I can tell you, though, is fact is that motorcycle, almost immediately getting out of that condominium complex, was running against traffic up Day Creek Road up to the 210 freeway, got onto the 210 freeway, and at one point this motorcycle was over 150 miles an hour on the 210. Now, law enforcement, they're definitely not letting this person walk. I can guarantee you that. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, they had a helicopter in the air. That one was following along with Skyfox. And on the ground, a number of units were chasing this vehicle as well. Even some of those California Highway Patrol cars were keeping up with this vehicle on the freeway. Take a look at that. Those maneuvers, Sandy, I do not want to see anybody lose their life on television, but this is one of those ones where I have to show it. We got to stay tight. We got to do our job. But I am not joking when I tell you my blood is running cold, especially when that vehicle that motorcycle starts wobbling, gets so close to a lot of these cars. Anything unpredictable happens in front of that motorcycle. I don't want to see that outcome. Yeah, for a moment there, you saw the California Highway Patrol. That's one of their motorcycle units. They're basically just getting up close, making their presence known. Hopefully this driver makes the right decisions. As it stands right now, look at those numbers. We're just coming out of the triple digits, and it does seem like he's slowing down. Hopefully it's going to come to an end. But you have to remember, that suspect is wanted for a deputy-involved shooting where a deputy was shot.
As the rider sped eastbound, a California Highway Patrol motorcycle unit appeared ahead, trying to make visual contact. The two motorcycles briefly drew within view of each other, the suspect weaving, the officer maintaining distance. Commentators watching the footage could feel the tension rising. It was one of the rarest and most dangerous sights in policing, a motor-on-motor pursuit at triple-digit speeds. Then came the moment everyone feared. The suspect reached down toward his backpack while still moving over 100 miles per hour. He appeared to be rummaging for something, both hands briefly leaving the handlebars. At that instant, the bike began to wobble.
You can see this rider clearly is very comfortable with the way they are handling that motorcycle, but that doesn't mean that this is any kind of safe. Right now, it looks like he's... Whoa! That's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Within moments, officers rushed in, weapons drawn but quickly lowered as they realized the suspect was critically injured.
And believe me, they're going to take that suspect. He's still moving. That is a plus. They are definitely going to take him into custody. It did look like the motorcycle did land on top of him once he was on the ground. Now, I have to say, You got a number of officers down there. I can guarantee you they're going to stop the freeway, but they're also going to start calling for paramedics. They're already calling for paramedics, and again, how they're going to get there this quickly is another question. But wow, that I'm telling you, that is definitely not the ending I wanted to see. I am hoping that that suspect survives, but what a crazy crash that was, Sandy.
With the suspect in custody, officers shut down the entire eastbound 210 freeway through Upland to process the scene. Investigators documented the crash, marking debris, skid lines, and impact points. They also checked on the driver of the civilian car that had been sideswiped during the collision. Fortunately, that person was not seriously injured. Back at the original crime scene, deputies continued their work at the condominium complex. The area remained taped off as detectives gathered shell casings and interviewed witnesses. Meanwhile, word spread quickly online that a deputy had been shot and the suspect apprehended after a high-speed pursuit. For law enforcement officers watching from command centers in the air, the relief was mixed with exhaustion. They had just witnessed one of the most dangerous pursuits imaginable, a suspect traveling at 150 miles per hour through dense freeway traffic. One pilot later said his blood ran cold every time the bike weaved between cars. Another officer described it as watching a tragedy waiting to happen. Everyone knew how easily it could have ended differently. A family car struck, an innocent driver killed, or an officer hurt trying to stop the chase. Instead, by some luck or divine timing, only the suspect was injured.
We're getting confirmation that that is the suspect. We've got confirmation from our assignment desk that that is the suspect, that it was wanted for what started as some sort of burglary at Victoria Gardens that turned into a deputy-involved shooting blocks away from that mall. And then now you can see that there was a crazy pursuit on that 210 freeway, ending in that tragic crash out there. Now, as far as we can tell, I don't want to get too gory because I know we are still live, but there are actual paramedics down there that work for the sheriff's department that are administering first aid to that suspect after they did take him into custody. My question is for you and maybe some of the viewers, is we do know that that motorcycle collided with, or basically bumped into the side of a civilian's vehicle. And I just don't know where that civilian's vehicle is. I'm hoping that that person is okay as well. And again, at the time of the crash, we all saw it live. He was actually, he had taken off his backpack. He didn't even have his hands on the handlebars, and he was going through his backpack for some reason while he was on the freeway. At any rate, coming to a crashing end. That suspect now in custody. This is going to be on that eastbound 210 freeway. We're going to be in the Rancho Cucamonga Upland area. Excuse me, we're in the Upland area right now. You can see all lanes are stopped. They may be like this for some time. There might be some traffic issues. You can see some of the first responders from the fire department, paramedics arriving. We're going to see if they transport, hopefully they do, transport that suspect. But again, what a wild and unfortunate ending to what's been going on out here in the Rancho Cucamonga area. Well, Sandy, I'm having a lot of trouble with the IFB, but I just want to, say just a little bit is, we don't, or I personally don't know the condition of the deputy that was shot, that started up pretty much all of this or put it all into motion. I do hope that that deputy is going to be okay. Law enforcement, they are out here in force. They were out there at that condominium in force looking for that suspect. How he got on that motorcycle, how he made that quick departure, all of that they're going to figure out later on. I can tell you that fire department. You can see that's the first one arriving right there. They probably definitely have paramedics on board. We're going to keep an eye on it to see if they, or how they treat that suspect, meaning are they going to put this person on a gurney or is it going to be something else? But as far as that freeway goes, also got to put it out there, is if the eastbound 210 is your ride today, especially through the Upland area, I would definitely make other plans, especially because that freeway is going to be closed for some time, and we're going to wait on that ambulance and see where that suspect goes from here. Definitely. Definitely. Extremely reckless driving. You know, when we got on the freeway, that's when the speeds got well into the triple digits. When he was on Day Creek making his way from the Victoria Gardens up to the 210, that was basically the entire ride was weaving back and forth through oncoming traffic. So he was driving the wrong way on Day Creek, making his way up to the 210 freeway. Once he got on that freeway, though, he really did open it up. But you know, even the law enforcement, the California Highway Patrol, they did have some vehicles that were not keeping up, but staying close enough that they were nearby. And then you saw that motorcycle officer make that attempt to maybe bring this to an end, but ultimately, you know, I would love to sit down or have a talk with some officers from the California Highway Patrol, especially their motorbike division, because I wonder what the protocol is for something like that. That was a dangerous maneuver, but again, the officers that are out there on patrol, they weigh their risk with with what that suspect is wanted for at all times. And that is that is one of those ones that, he's taking that risk knowing that this is a very wanted suspect. But I don't know what the plan was there. I've never seen a motorcycle try to pit another motorcycle. I am moving a little bit closer in now because that suspect is not fatal, I can tell you that. That person is actually sitting up right now. They've got the neck brace on. They have paramedics working with him, so he's definitely going to be going to a hospital. There's much relief there in my voice because I just don't, a day at work where we watch anybody pass is not a good day at work, but this makes my day feeling a lot better. That suspect in custody, and again, what a crazy crash that was. And take a look at that freeway. That is a number of law enforcement and some other vehicles that they're starting to basically squeeze through. But California Highway Patrol, they're kind of opening up one lane to get everybody by. But how long this is going to be here, it's going to be some time. But all of this, Sandy, you think about it, right? All of this over shoplifting. This all started with shoplifting. What law enforcement, what they deal with, it astounds all of us every day.
When the pursuit ended and the flashing lights faded from the freeway, the reality of what had happened began to sink in. For the officers involved, the adrenaline was still coursing through their veins. Many had just watched one of the most dangerous pursuits of their careers. A suspect reaching speeds over 150 miles per hour, weaving through traffic, and then being taken down in a moment that could have claimed many more lives. Back at the command post, news spread that Deputy Andrew Nunez had not survived his injuries. The room fell silent. Conversation stopped. Some officers sat down staring at the floor, while others quietly stepped outside to collect themselves. Nunez wasn't just a badge number. He was a 6-year veteran, known for his calm presence, his patience, and his compassion on calls that didn't make the headlines. He was a husband, a father to a 2-year-old daughter, and his wife was expecting their second child. His fellow deputies described him as the kind of partner everyone wanted beside them: dependable, humble, and unshakably loyal. His commanding officer said he never once hesitated when the call for help came. Colleagues in the community are now mourning the loss of Deputy Andrew Nunez, a 6-year veteran of the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. He is remembered not only as a dedicated law enforcement officer, but as a loving husband, a proud father to a 2-year-old daughter, and a son and brother deeply cherished by his family. Deputy Nunez leaves behind his wife, their young daughter, his mother, and 4 siblings. His wife was also expecting their second child. His sacrifice will never be forgotten, and his memory will live on in the hearts of his family, his brothers and sisters in uniform, and a community forever grateful for his service.